Everyone, let me know if you are seeing me clearly. Let me know if you are hearing me. If you are seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to Extra Class, episode number 175, I think. I trust that everyone has been having a wonderful weekend. Trust that everybody has been having a blessed Sunday. I'm assuming that many persons would have had dinner already and ready for listen to each other about some things we have to jam down, jam rock, Jamaica land we love. Land of Food and Water, Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, Vibes, Cartel, Shelly and Fraser Price, Lane, Tams, Portia, Simpson, Milan, some more eat more people. You know what thing go, peeps, manners and respect. You know what I mean? We're there. Yeah, man.
Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message I reach them. You know, it's teach them the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel. Hey, yo, yellow. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button. Hey, yo, we always up to something. Teach them. Hey, yo, yellow. Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here. Warlord representing.
Yeah, peeps. Bless up. We're there. We're there. Let's start with some things are kind of concerning. You know what thing? For all the persons who have been here early, engaging each other in the comment section, manners and respect. Big up on yourself. You know what thing? We big up everybody. Look more when the dance are done. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Pop out a look at thing so cause it's always good for monitor that something differently. Understand? Give me a minute there, peeps and peeps. The length move. Y'all get new and improve. And me touch. You know, nothing for low salary move. You get new and improve. Just a minute. I'll be in it. Father Raymond Douglas, manners and respect in the family. You know, we appreciate that something in the early settings you go. Manners and respect, appreciate the support, appreciate the generosity. Yeah, so I said, so peeps, I could change the something so we can start that thing. So you know what thing go. Boom. Tell them to move. I get new and improve. Don't do that. Boom. What's the problem with this now? I mean, the piece. I'm gonna fix it or something. Yeah, we're there. This young lady on screen is not a Jamaican national. She's actually an American citizen. She is 28-year-old Abigail Simpson, and she has been reported missing. So, U.S. national gone missing in Jamaica since Tuesday. 28-year-old Abigail Simpson of Troy in New York in the United States has been missing in Jamaica since Tuesday, July the 9th. She's of brown complexion, slim built, and is about 165 centimeters or 5 feet 5 inches tall. She's sporting a low-cut hairstyle. So all efforts to locate Miss Simpson since Tuesday, that is, has been unsuccessful. And anyone knowing the whereabouts of Abigail Simpson is being asked to contact the St. Bay Police at 876-972-2211 at the Police 119 emergency number or the nearest police station. I was contemplating whether or not to do an individual video for this, but the report was just bare bones. Turns out though that a good friend of mine who is a family friend of this young lady reached out to me and gave me a couple of numbers of her family members who I could reach out to for some more information. Haven't gotten around to that because that link was made sometime in the afternoon leading up to the stream. You understand what I say? So before I go any further, I sincerely hope that this young lady is alive. First and foremost, I sincerely hope that she will be found or she will be reunited with her loved ones soon. And it's not just because it's an American. She gone missing in Jamaica and would know the situation as it already exists in Jamaica, read these things. So we just hope for the best. You understand what I say? And speaking about Jamaicans and people going missing, another young lady. So cops and the family in Dallas Castle are now searching for a 14-year-old girl. So police and members of a family in Dallas Castle in St. Andrew have launched a search to locate a 14-year-old girl who has been reported missing since Friday the 12th of July. Yeah? So the teenager has been identified as Tanis Francis, and that's a Tanis spelled Thaniese. She's of brown complexion, slim build, and is about 163 centimeters or 5 feet 4 inches tall. So reports are that Tanis was last seen at home at about 6 a.m. On Friday. That is, her motive just at the time she went missing is unknown, and she has not been heard from since. And all efforts to contact her have proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Tanis Francis is being asked to contact the Papine police at 876-927-2047, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. And as I said earlier, I sincerely hope that Miss Francis is also alive. I sincerely hope that she will be reunited with her family in very short order. We know that based on history, these things don't always work out with a positive ending, but give it some time and hopefully it work itself out. Though, if these two young ladies are somehow going to hear this, them need to go home. You understand what I say? And them something there and make people stop worrying about them like. Because we can't bother with the thing. You see. Peeps, on Friday night, I would have spoken to you about a situation that currently obtains or exists at the Mandeville Regional Hospital, where allegations are that a number of women who would have suffered miscarriages recently would have been in the hospital for days without being afforded medical attention to have the dead babies removed from their wombs. Yeah, I would have spoken about it. I would have shared my personal opinion on the matter. And funny enough, after the stream ended, somebody commented saying that they are disappointed in my viewpoint on the situation, as many persons in the country are sick, many persons in the country, there are many emergencies and things. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I don't like to share the comment. Just the comment. Because you see, I find some things amazing sometimes, you know. You understand? So you may look at that my that thing load up. When I stream the computer, I under stress more time, so you know what thing go. I'm fix come back out of that. I just want to share the comment to them, peeps. After I share the comment to them, I'm going to go and look update on the situation. You understand? Just bear with me. Bear with me. Advertisement around on this stream and them say, you know, advertiser friendly. Yeah. How you know say? Come on. Yeah, peeps. Oh, somebody did answer Friday night. Bombard star. It think I take forever to load up. A lot of things are running, a lot of tabs are open, my streaming software is open. So a lot of resources being used. So get look at time. Still wait for the comment them to load up. System I move like a peak hour traffic in a stream. You know, see what I go on, peeps. Boom. Clear up some things. So you know, peeps, this is where the comment said. See? The comment said, bless up teach. I am surprised about your reasoning, although it is just your opinion. First off, isn't Jamaica land you love is under siege? When there's a bag of accidents, murders, sickness, and deaths, not just in Kingston but all over the island, people need to understand that all hospitals are overwhelmed. Remember that these people too, I guess some errors there. I don't understand. If I had no understanding, I suppose I don't. If I had no understanding of how it works in a hospital, nursing homes, clinics, I would have the same sentiments as you and others. Sorry, guys. Yes, I agree. A dead child in a woman's womb delay is dangerous, but I think it is unfair. To lay blame on the hospitals. Jamaica needs outside help ASAP. I say this because obviously the Jamaica Defence Force, the police, can no longer manage. Think about it, Teach. Love you. Keep up the excellent work. Alright. Zane? I would have shared my opinion. This person would have shared their opinion. This person, based on my reasoning, is saying that I am blaming the hospital. I am not blaming the hospital. I am blaming the government. You understand what I say? How can we have a situation where, and let me share my comment, my response. Zane? So I said, laugh out loud. Okay, Empress. I wonder how understanding you would be if you had a dead child inside you from Saturday to Friday and you were admitted in an hospital. During that time, who could tell you anything about emergencies? It is amazing how we reason and try to provide justification for things sometimes. You understand? And me share that for see a local thing. You see? I can't understand and the reality, I would have seen this person commented enough time and the line that the stance that person normally think, I think it's normally a bit of a political stance. I mean, I no time for them stance there. You understand what I say? So, that being said, I cannot, and this person is a female as well. I cannot understand how a female, looking at the situation that currently exists up by Mandeville Regional, if the reports are true, can really and truly make a statement like that. You understand? Accusing really of not understanding that the country is under siege and there are murders and emergencies and stuff. I mean, a woman whose child has died in her for 4 or 5 days, that is not emergency enough? I'm just asking, because I guess I don't know the definition of an emergency. That person who made the comment, if that person was in the Mandeville Regional Hospital and her baby had died, she had a miscarriage, who could tell her about other people dying and other emergency when she wanted to have the dead baby removed? You understand? So sometimes we talk for talk's sake. And yes, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And just like how somebody can adjust my opinion, I can adjust other person's opinion. Yeah? And remember, an opinion is just that. You don't mean it wrong or you don't mean it right. It's your opinion. Zane? But the reality speaking, and I asked a question Friday night, if this was Juliet Holness, God forbid, who had a miscarriage and was admitted to an hospital, would she have been allowed or made to wait so long before the dead baby being removed from her womb? It's a simple question. Just a follow up on the situation, I know. And I'm going to say it's amazing how we reason sometimes and try to rationalize some things. And some of us cannot look at something and remove the orange veil or the green veil from it and address the situation as is. When me look, me not see no orange or no green. Me see the situation based on my interpretation of said situation. You understand what I say? So, some people, every chance them get for defend the government, them defend the government. Every chance them get for defend the opposition, them defend the opposition. I am not into that. I don't care who the guy. You understand what I say? If there's an issue, I will address said issue, whether it is an orange issue or a green issue. It don't really matter to me because I have no political affiliation or alignment. You understand what I say? So, yeah, make a move on. They don't care. Patient contradicts the health authority claims over postponement of surgery to remove dead baby. Remember in the article that I shared on Friday night, the southwest or southwest medical authority, southwest regional authority, stated that they were dealing with other emergencies, and the situation with the woman who had miscarriages was not deemed as serious as the women were making it out to be. Interesting. At least one patient of the Mandeville Regional Hospital is contradicting the Southern Regional Health Authority's claim regarding the postponement of medical procedure. Zane, the patient said that she, along with 7 other women, have been awaiting surgery since Monday. And this article was published on Friday by Nationwide. The women were awaiting a procedure called dilation and curettage. Zane? Or curettage, I don't remember the pronunciation, or D&C, to remove their unborn babies that had died. The Southern Regional Health Authority, in response, says the procedures were delayed due to other complications the woman had, and also to facilitate other emergency surgery. What just something just go on in my ears. See? That no good. Alright, we see it go. See? Next thing, the Southern Regional Health Authority says the 8 patients were admitted to hospital between Tuesday and Wednesday. Listen to peeps. I want to write down them 2 dates. See? Tuesday and Wednesday, the Southern Health Regional Authority said that the patients were admitted Tuesday and Wednesday. Remember them 2 days there. Alright. Probably I mean sensible. In a statement, the regional authority says all the patients had some form of medical issue that warranted further investigations prior to surgery. It says one patient was convinced she had not miscarried, saying she could still feel her unborn baby moving, and requested an ultrasound. That is 1 out of 8. So on to the next 7. Alright. According to the Southern Regional Health Authority, what it calls non-urgent D&C are usually facilitated on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So if you facilitate it on Wednesday and Thursday, and you admit Tuesday and Wednesday, or come up till Friday, women still cry, say they have not been seen. But that's an ask. It says all the procedures were done between early Wednesday and Thursday morning. But a discharged patient in a plea for intervention said that her surgery was among the first 4 surgeries done on Thursday night. And remember, people admitted from Monday, from Tuesday, them say. So if you admit her from Tuesday and you only address her Thursday night, then there's something still wrong. You understand? Next thing, the patient says she and other patients were told since Monday. Remember, them say them only admit the people then between Tuesday and Wednesday. But here's a patient who is saying that she was instructed along with the other 7 female from Monday that they should not eat because they were being prepared for surgery. Somebody is lying. I don't know who, but somebody I tell lie. You understand? Me have a feeling is who, but I don't know who. Somebody is lying. You understand what I say? So, I don't know. But, ah boy. Miss Patsy Brown says, thanks Miss Patsy Brown for the contribution. What they don't have, a labor ward separately from everyone else. If you have a dead baby inside you, they should have induced a female because they have to birth it. No lie, that is madness. Well, they must know. As me say, I don't know the intricacies of the procedures and stuff. But if a woman has been diagnosed as having a miscarriage from Monday and up to Friday, that fetus has not been removed. And in some cases, some of the ladies were pregnant for a little while. You understand? So, I get that. I get that. And then when you come tell me now, say, the country is under siege and people are dead and people sick. That now nothing to do with the woman them will lose them baby and want the baby removed from them body. That's enough for them responsibility in all honesty. They are paying tax in this country. And you pay tax in this country to have services like hospitals. And as such, you should not be allowed to lay in a hospital bed for a week with a dead baby inside of you. So don't tell me nothing about the strain on the system. The strain is on the system because government has allowed strain to be on the system. Strain is on the system because we are building $90 million wall, because we are keep thousands of US dollars party for some man we are earn millions of dollars already. It can't happen because you have man a claim thousands of US dollars out of plane fare and him never left the island. It can't happen because helper account of $4 million plus. It can't happen because millions of dollars are being robbed from taxpayers. So that's why it can happen. You understand what I say? But as we said before, it's a crime to be poor, It's a crime to be poor because being rich or well off gives you option. See? And the reality is that probably those women who were at Mandeville couldn't find another option. That's why them did it. You understand what I say? So I can't get up and blame the hospital. The hospital not run itself. The government run hospital. The Ministry of Health run hospitals. Yeah? And those hospitals are run by Jamaican taxpayers' money. And as such, the women should have been dealt with. So don't come find an excuse around here, so. If your mother was in the hospital and she lose her baby and she did it for 5-6 days and them don't take out the baby, what would you be saying? If it were you, what would you be saying? You understand? So when we are reason, make a reason with what is in front of us and forget about the political affiliations or preferences. Because we not breeze upon them like that. See, as I say, no matter who the guy, whether the guy in a orange or a green tie, me I got jaw it if it jaw. Who want hang? That me I tell you too. You understand? We don't want no political friends family. We don't want no political friends family. We want progress to the country. We want benefit from our tax dollars. And that me want. So if you want something different, then good for you. You understand? Yeah, man. So peeps, I can move on now. Get the groove on now. Night of forward. You know what I think of? As somebody said, in a Jamaica, if a no man a kill you, the road a kill you, or you kill yourself or something. You understand? And we'll continue to see far too many Jamaicans losing their lives on the nation's roadways. Yeah? It is a chronic situation, and many a times these fatalities are of people who are productive members of the society, you know. You understand what I say? Productive members of the society and such. And we need to understand, say, yes, as long as there are roads and as long as there are vehicles on the roads and people driving them, there will be accidents. But the reality is that the rate of fatal accidents in this country can be reduced simply by slowing down. You understand what I say? Accidents are inevitable. It will happen for various reasons. Yeah? But the amount of persons dying in these accidents, so much people now fear dead. And I am simply putting it down to speeding. We're always in a rush. Always in a rush. We are in a rush to move from here so to out of I can see this. Always in a rush. And we are rushing to give our lives away. That is the reality that we face. You know what I mean? Big up to all of the persons in the comments who are shout out. As I say, you know, we do the shout out thing on the stream. Kind of all alike. You understand what I say? If you keep a thing flowing. The picture behind me on screen is a picture of an accident that would have occurred in St. Ann, where a Nissan Caravan would have departed its lane and ended up in the front, really, of a JUTC bus. You can imagine the outcome. See? Never nice. 2 dead and over 30 injured in another crash in St. Ann. So 2 persons were crushed to death and several others hospitalized following a 2-vehicle collision near Richmond Estate in St. Ann on Saturday morning. So the crash involved a bus belonging to the Jamaica Urban Transit Company and a Nissan Caravan motor vehicle. Tell me have a little clip where I change over the something where I can show no what go on. So this is a amateur video, a clip that was taken. I don't know why I'm not. Boom. Let me know if you hear the audio. Yeah, me assume say una ear, but I don't know. Switch back over to the something here. Number 3 or so. Yeah man. So you know, the deceased men have been identified as 55-year-old El Quito Mushet of a Greater Portmore address and his 29-year-old son, Sheldon Mushet of what video now? The man said, what video now better than TV? You see easy hard and that, man. Zine, so a father and son peeps one time. That I can imagine the grief. Alright, Berry J, blessings. I can imagine the grief that this family is now experiencing. Involved in the situation here, so I mean that must be boy, set away. Zine. But the question is though, peeps, how come this bus, because that road is a very wide road, it's a very straight road. You understand? I've driven on that road too many times, really. Zine, some don't know. Police reports are at about 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Well, 9 a.m. But 9 a.m. the most morning. El Quito was driving a Nissan panel van along the road towards St. Ann's Bay. When upon reaching the vicinity of the Royal Plantation scheme, he lost control of the vehicle. Yeah? It is further reported that the van drifted into the path of a JUTC bus that was heading towards Montego Bay. The 2 vehicles slammed into each other head-on, which resulted in firefighters cutting one of the men from the wreckage of the van. Both father and son were later taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Meanwhile, the driver of the JUTC bus and 45 passengers traveling in that vehicle were assisted to hospital where they were treated for their injuries. Interestingly, the passengers in the JUTC bus were reportedly members of a church in Spanish Town. I think it is the Angels Assembly in St. Catherine, and were heading on a church excursion. Sad, yo. Sad. I don't know. Kinda look out of focus. Oh, me into focus, man. Glass probably won't clean. You understand? I wonder if because of speeding. Why I don't know if you know, because for him end up over there, so right in the middle of the next lane. Like, there's a lot of drifting that. So, you really and truly sad condolences to the Mushed family. You understand? I don't know. I have no information as to the state of the persons on the bus, on the JUTC bus. Don't sound like there was any injuries, serious injuries that is sustained by those persons. So thank God, I suppose even on a bad day, God is good done. Peeps, I'm gonna slow down on the road now. Please and thanks. Me ask you, please. Please. You understand what I say? Please. From one sad thing to a next mad thing, I suppose. A picture your best picture available. Me couldn't get a better one. You understand? Man and woman shot dead on Wedcombe Avenue, close to Grand Spen. So a man and a woman were shot during a brazen early morning attack carried out by gunmen along Wedcombe Avenue, an area located close to the Grand Spen community on Saturday. The victims have not yet been identified. So reports are that about 3:30 a.m., the two persons were walking along the mentioned road when a car drove up and the passengers accosted them. Residents from the area said soon after gunshots were heard. Yeah, I know me I talk about that. Residents from the area said soon after gunshots were heard. I heard the shots and jumped out of my bed. We called the police and went to look to see if we knew them, but they don't live here, said one woman. She was one of several persons who gathered close to the scene of the crime as investigators scoured the area for clues. Other residents from the normally quiet community could be heard whispering among themselves, and police said that the man was shot once under his left armpit, while the woman was shot 4 times. That is kind of a curious situation, you know. In her upper body, including her face, as by the sound of this, it want look like say somebody probably come for the woman. You understand? But I could be wrong. As the police carried out their checks, one resident could be heard complaining that in recent times there have been a series of robberies taking place in the community. And the gunman, them a text set round here since the other day, the resident said. And police report that both victims were traveling with bags containing clothing and other personal effects. So the St. Andrew North police are investigating. Interesting. Peeps, I don't know if you know see the interview yet, but yesterday I interviewed General B. General B used to be a part of Monster Shock with Rounded, and Rounded have a tune and I always like to sing. I don't smoke though. Weed is life, just face reality and smoke weed to the end of the world. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, blessed daughter, that is fine. And as I said, that's your opinion, and I gave mine again. I just saw the thing go. You understand? I would like your opinion, putting yourself in the situation of being pregnant, having a miscarriage, and being in an hospital for 5 days, and the baby is not removed from your womb. Would you then be comfortable in the fact that the country is under siege? Would you be comfortable in the fact that there are many murders taking place? Would you be comfortable in the fact that there are many emergencies and you would be just lying there comfortable waiting for 5-6 days for whosoever to conduct the DNC on you? You understand? It would be okay if you were in that position. So you have given me your opinion as a nurse. Give me your opinion as placing yourself in the position that these women are in. Would it be a situation now where we are okay with every other dynamics and we are comfortable until we are seen, if it takes a week or 2 weeks? That's a simple question that I am asking. You understand? Trending King, pass me the light. Just give me the light. Zane? Spade, me tell the man me not smoke, he man ask me if me not smoke. Yeah, tell us if me not smoke, brother. Ready again now. So, me say that you know, peeps, I always wonder, Zane, and I have asked persons and I've never gotten a definitive answer. What people get out of smoking weed? What is the crave? What is the lust with this weed thing? You understand? What is so heavenly about this weed thing? Seeing? Everybody just say give me a vibes, it make me feel alright, you know what I mean? It make me relax, it make me this, it make me that. So I don't know. You understand? But ganja dispute results in teenagers' death. See? A dispute over a quantity of ganja resulted in the stabbing death of a teenager in Burnt Ground, St. Elizabeth. The deceased man has been identified as 19-year-old Rosewyn Cunningham of Burnt Ground. Burnt brain. Reports are that sometime after 7 p.m. last Wednesday, a dispute developed among Cunningham and a group of men over ganja. The report never said if it's over a lot of ganja or it's over a spliff type of ganja. They understand? Because remember, St. Elizabeth is a farming area, so it could have been, we don't know. You understand? The altercation escalated and a knife was used to stab the teen several times. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The St. Elizabeth police are now probing the incident. You understand? And me nah have no issue with no man that smoke them weed and me clear up that. But me I say, me want to know what they crave. Me know a man we prefer buy weed than buy food. You understand what I say? So, me not understand. Till we reach a situation now where one man lose his life. See, I was a weed addict until I migrated and couldn't get the good weed. TH research shows that weed slow down brain function in teenagers. I could say so much about that one statement there, yes. You understand? So that teen brain function probably slow down because him and some man getting a some conflict over weed. That must be some good weed. You understand? So I don't know. I don't know. Man say weed is life. Big up father around there, anyway there. Me been for interview around there about round there done about. You understand? When he touched down, we dealt with the thing, you know what I mean? And them something there. And peeps. Yeah, man. 4 men shot in Mount Zion. Mount Zion of all mounts. Yeah? 2 set on fire. Others escaped with injuries. Teach you pause before you said dead. Me just tired of word, Miss Pearly Simpson. You understand? I just that. I just round my part. A little 18-year-old youth to use him life. A thief, Mexican man, them. The bad things, bet joke. And thing. Residents in Mount Zion district. I think I have a look at picture somewhere about the place, you know. Because you know we do the thing before we do the thing. Yeah? Residents in the Mount Zion district in St. James are now living in fear following the murder of 2 men and the shooting death of 2 others in their community on Friday night. Up to press time, investigators were yet to identify the dead men, who were doused with gasoline and set on fire after they were shot. So these men were shot, and apparently the bullets have never done enough damage. So the man them doused them with gasoline and set them ablaze. Wow. We can't believe that something like this happening in Zion. For the community always quiet. I can't tell you when last we were murder out here, so a resident said. All the way I feel watch your head back here now. Because we don't know where this has come from. From morning, it's like everybody in the area afraid. In recounting the Friday night incident, the resident said, last night after 8, we did there chill out, and all of a sudden a pair gunshot we hear. Every man take with himself, until we hear say a 4 man get shot around the road, and 2 of them set on fire. So according to reports from the Barrytown police, about 8:30 p.m. on Friday, the 4 men were walking along a dirt road in the community when they were ambushed by a group of armed men who opened fire. 2 of the injured men managed to escape into nearby bushes. Thank God for nearby bushes this time. However, the gunmen doused the other 2 injured men with gasoline and set them on fire. Zion, they are St. James, bro. So far, both deceased remain unidentified, and investigations have revealed that they are not from this part of town. Them not come from Zion, like. You understand? Good as Babylon them hail from. This could clearly be a case of outside incident which ended up in a bloodbath in the Zion community. The police are working on some leads, and we expect to make some form of headway in short order. So, you know what thing go. Hard and thoughts. Blessings in the family. Really and truly appreciate the generosity, you know. Bless up every time. So, you may say. So, just some background. 4 persons were killed in St. James last week, and a total of 75 persons murdered in the parish since the start of the year. And thing. There's a lot of people that. You understand? Yes, I. Scammer them there. Scammed into poverty. Victim of bank fraud, living in nightmare. And please, me not talk about Americans being scammed by Jamaicans. You know, me talk Jamaicans being scammed by Jamaicans. You know what I mean? For the past 3 weeks, Sharon Skimmers, I guess them change the person name, has been living like a mendicant. After internet scammers, a day after she got paid, hacked into her bank account and withdrew almost all of her salary. Since then, Skimmers, an office administrator, has had to spend several nights with friends as her utilities were cut off for non-payment. She has also had to beg an extension on her rent payment. With no relatives in Kingston, the young lady from rural Jamaica has been constantly seeking loans from friends for groceries, toiletries, and transportation to and from work. To the amount of people that I owe right now, my debt has long passed the $36,000 that they took out of my account. Most of my bills have late payment on reconnection fees. Or reconnection fees. And you know that the loans come with interest as well. Oh boy. Skimmer shared explaining that the ordeal has left her confused and frustrated as the bank continues its investigation into the theft. So I suppose the bank will have to investigate, and that might take a little while. Skimmers is one of hundreds of Jamaicans who have felt the pain and disenchantment from scammers, who last year scammed more than 750 million Jamaican dollars from banks and other financial institutions in Jamaica, and who continue to run free as financial entities reportedly shy away from partnering with police. Whoa. According to Skimmers, she was paid on June 24th, and after making 3 withdrawals, had $36,000 remaining in her account. She said the remainder was to go towards rent, bills, and household expenses. Normally, I do them things at first, still in the money, but big up yourself. Days later, however, when she went to an ATM to make a withdrawal, she was shocked to realize that the account was empty. And them 2 men in the background now laugh after her, you know. They are experts as it relates to internet fraud. I was so stressed out and depressed because I am also a student as well, and I could not go to school either. The whole thing took me by surprise, said Skimmers, adding that she reported the matter to the bank and was told that a probe would take 5 days. However, she has still not received any word from the Popular Bank, even as she struggles to finance herself each day. I have bills to pay, and I have to be begging and borrowing, she said. I am honestly not confident in the bank anymore. Nobody could tell me anything bad about my bank before. But after this whole thing settles, I am just going to close that account. Lack of cooperation. According to the police, electronic fraud is among the least investigated methods that scammers use to defraud unsuspecting customers locally. Nearly 3,400 alleged cases have been reported to the police fraud squad from 2013 to 2018, but police indicated that only 115 persons have been found guilty out of the 1,029 held for various rackets. even with a conviction rate of 10%, more than half of the 115 convictions, which is 62, over the 5-year period occurred only last year, suggesting an increase in proliferation of cybercrime. One of the things that we are grappling with is the lack of cooperation from the banks. Yet, they would speak publicly regarding non-action of the police. Bemoaned head of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Unit Assistant Police Commissioner Fritz Pinnock, they will send a victim to the police just to ensure that the matter is reported. But when you go to them for support of your investigation, they are unwilling to do that. He noted, however, that the High Command has been meeting with some financial institution. See? So the brother in the blue jacket or blue tie, Light Parchment, which is co-chair of the Anti-Fraud Committee and Jamaica Bankers Association, admitted that some banks were floating reporting policies of cybercrime to keep news of cases out of the public domain. Because the reality is this, if you are on a bank and people are targeting your bank, you're not going to really want the public to know that your bank I lose money like that, because that I got spark a lack of confidence in your institution, and people might start to take out their money. So I guess the bank has them, not necessarily that they are being complicit, but they are not being as transparent as they should be, and they are not being as proactive as they should be in trying to get the situation sorted out, because they are thinking about brand reputation and customer confidence. When at the end of the day, the customers are going to find out so their money gone anyway. So they have to deal with it some way, somehow. So, you know what I think? And the reality is that many of persons in the banking sector are really and truly criminals too. Serious criminals too. You understand what I say? And many persons would have lost their lives because of people working in the banking sector. You got to do some business and man see your account, them call them friend, and by the time you reach out to the bank man ride up on bike, or by the time you reach your yard man they wait for you. How them know you just come from the bank? You understand what I say? So the bank thing is not just internet or cybercrime thing, is a serious thing. So you have to be careful. You understand what I say? But I tell you, things that are way family. So peeps, Mr. Man from Portmore, where I walk a kick down woman door. You understand? He has still not been charged with any sexual related crime. But Portmore's alleged serial rapist has been charged with 3 counts of house break-ins. The man alleged to be a serial rapist who terrorized single women in Portmore, St. Catherine, has been charged with 3 counts of house break-ins. That is according to head of the St. Catherine South Police, Senior Superintendent Clive Blair. The suspect was arrested after several incidents of rapes were reported to the Portmore police. Blair said they are awaiting DNA results to probably lay rape charges. You understand? He was charged with some other things the other day, stabbing one woman and all sort of things. So me don't know. Yeah, peeps. Road boy, don't be silly. Put a rubber upon your willy. Heads a go round and we don't want to catch you. I want a half a jaculate, but me have to draw for my rubbers. Sex nice, but the head sting. We make you die like flowers, die out like flowers. When me stop up, look at my crystal ball, me get to realize say no man on a wall. Come on, pretty girl, you can't trust them at all. Jamaicans Shun Condoms. Unprotected sex on the rise, despite threat of new sexually transmitted infection and some other things. You understand? 4 years after one local lab alerted the nation to the presence of a mycoplasma genitalium, a fairly new sexually transmitted infection. So I call it MGS. You understand? A fairly new sexually transmitted infection. Jamaicans seem to be taking very little precaution in preventing the infection of this and other STIs. According to Compton Beecher, who is a chief DNA analyst at the Caribbean Genetics a number of Jamaicans are still contracting the sexual infection, which, if left untreated, can cause infertility, as well as unpleasant symptoms such as pain during sex, burning sensation while urinating, and reoccurring infection. See, so the MG infection is not really reducing. It is still there. As long as we continue to have unprotected sex, we are still going to have the numbers up there. It is still in the range that you normally see for chlamydia and gonorrhea. Beecher said. Zine, noting that more people have been asking to test for this STI. The most recent National Knowledge, Attitudes and Behavior Survey released by the Ministry of Health and Wellness shows that condom use is declining despite increased access to this protective barrier against STIs and STDs. Be back your man themselves, family. The results show a decline in the percentage of high-risk male and female that protected themselves in their last sex act. This study, which was released in May of this year, said. Of note is the fact that among those who protected themselves, there may also be elements of inconsistent protection. This is so as when asked about the last 10 times sex was had, significantly fewer persons in this high-risk cohort of multiple partners protected themselves. Only 17.1% in 2017 never used condom the last 10 times since they had sex. Wow. This study, which is done every 4 to 5 years, found that reduced condom use is evident in all of the varying forms of relationships, whether married and cohabiting or non-cohabiting. Then, just over a fifth or 21% of those in casual partnerships reported that they had used a condom in the last 10 times they had sex. You understand? And more than half of these individuals indicated that they are not likely to use a condom to protect themselves next time either. Hey man, them I say, the last time I didn't use done, and the next time I not use none neither in the family. You understand? See? In trying to ascertain the reasons for the general decline in condom use, more than 50% gave the fact that they love and trust their partner as the main reason. Let me take off all my glass right there with it because right I know I not see clear. I suppose I can look on this from a two side. One, I say some people I try to be more trusting and have some more faith in them partners. But the longest liver see more though. And I can tell you this, see? Come not even see try glass clean and clear though. Put your hand back here cause all of them need protection though. May I read that again? In trying to ascertain the reasons for the general decline in condom use, more than 50%, more than a half of the persons who were polled, gave the fact that they love and trust their partners as the main reason. More persons gave this reason when compared to 2012. So more people are saying because them trust. But you can love and trust your partner, but your partner don't love you. You understand? How was trust came by? Boy, I don't know anything. Everybody have them own trust gauge, you know, and trust monitor. Trust radar. The proportion indicating that they do not like using a condom also significantly increased in 2017 to 20% compared to 14.7% in 2012. This was primarily the case among those between the age of 15 to 19 years old. Them I say them no love use condom, you know. You understand? That's why I tell you. Yeah, what kind of year old? 15 to 19, you know. Then by age of consent at Jamaica 16. Take it for what it will. You know what I mean? Director of Health Promotion and Prevention at the National Family Planning Board, Andrea Campbell, is concerned but not surprised. People generally don't like to use condom. They still think that it takes away from the sexual pleasure. So you find that it is really a challenge with condom use. And condom use especially in a stable relationship. Because people still think that it's okay if we are in a stable relationship, we don't really need to be using condoms. But research shows that even people in multiple partner relationships now are still not using condoms. Now remember, in a multiple partner relationships in a relationship in a family. You understand? So you good as there with one woman, with there with about 3 more man. You understand? One woman good as there with you, and you there with about 3 more woman. So when I do the maths, it's a whole community in a relationship in a family. You understand? But Ed said, she said the Panther condom too rough. So get a different one, brother. It's a million different condom there road, you know. See? Don't blame men. You all allow us. Yeah, but ratty number one. You know we can take a look at responsibility for our own health though, brother. You understand what I say? Because the reality is that you could have get something. You understand? Buckle can't cut if you don't want to be a foot in a youth. You understand? If your buckle cut man through shoes, sir. You see, I will know that the condom no foolproof, but you know what thing go. Probably when I was younger, I ain't into the condom thing neither, you know. But right now, all the things set. You understand? Right now, still, me not committed relationship still. I will still try to keep a thing on a level, because out the road is easy, you know. And as Cartel say, we don't trust people. Me buy my car cash. Cause me not even a trust vehicle. Hear me no youth. You know what I mean? The things that are way, brother, cause I would have seen enough in this world to know that the trust thing is a rough thing. You understand? You can't have a relationship without no level of trust. A functioning relationship, but you understand? You have levels to this thing. See? And then the woman them will facilitate the no use a condom thing to them have to be careful because there's some serious thing there road. You understand what I say? And thing. So you know what thing go. Risk perception has remained virtually unchanged. The survey found just a little fewer than 73% of those with multiple partners believe they had little or no risk of HIV infection. Just fewer than 73% feel like they can't catch AIDS, you know, or HIV, you know. Additionally, an estimated 62% of persons with multiple partners who use a condom sometimes perceive they have little or no chance of infection because of their occasional condom use. So a man feel like if me use a condom from time to time, I'm safe. Brother, just one time you need for walk barefoot and you get joke. You know what I mean? We still use that tell by looking thing. So if the person looks good, then it is highly unlikely that they will have HIV. I want to tell you something. You understand? And them good as having more because the prettier them is a sister, is the more man look them, and the more man look them is the greater the percentage the body count I go add up. Yeah, it's a simple maths. You understand what I say? So it means me buck a young girl and chooses your face that she not get born with. Me say she have a married man round her white. So make sure when you're in love you no fall. Yo, the man them say right now if she pretty she clean. You fool like Mr. Beat. See? Also, persons would start off as usual using the condom and then when Mr. Use to steps in, they forget about the condom use, even in multiple partnerships. See? You know you're having multiple partners, but you would think that all of these multiple partners are clean. Or you would think that all of these multiple partners are having sex with you alone. Then you is a clown. And in your own sorrows you shall drown. What is particularly worrying is the fact that there has been a significant increase in the incidence of STIs among males 15 to 24 based on self-reports. While attitudes towards the use of condoms are deteriorating speedily, access has been increasing. The study noted that the shop was the place most used by males to purchase condoms, while females primarily depended on the clinics and pharmacies for their stash. Despite increasing access, men and women in the 25 to 49 years were most likely to never have a condom on them. You understand? So that way still. Why? When I stop and I looking at the system, I decide say me nah be no victim. Nobody nah give me nothing when I have no cure. I rather ride no more. Safe sex is what I strongly believe in. So me make sure me have condoms galore. Peeps, we can move on. No? Now it a come. In the past few streams, I would have given Mr. Fritz Pinnock a hard time. Yeah? And many persons will say about teach him deserve that. Zine? And yes, a man is innocent until proven guilty. But the actions of Mr. Fritz Pinnock in recent times have been quizzical. You understand what I say? In that, Mr. Fritz Pinnock decided to take the FID to court, trying to block them from getting documents from over maritime. For a man who is supposedly having nothing to hide, then that is a very curious move. See? And by all accounts, you see, despite of all the things that are being said, or all the allegations that are being levied against Mr. Fritz Pinnock, the word on the streets is that Mr. Fritz Pinnock is a good man. Or was a good man. And the question is that how can Mr. Fritz Pinnock, who is so highly thought of, who is by all accounts an incredibly intelligent man, and on paper a most qualified individual, allowed himself to now be in a situation, guilty or innocent, that he is. Fritz Pinnock's many achievements, and him have a lot of achievements. And for a man who is so self-actualized, Zane, a man who would have achieved in terms of academics everything that there is to achieve, a man who is in one of the better paying jobs in the country, why would you allow your reputation and name to be so tarnished? Entwined in a web of controversy now surrounding rejected former Education Minister Ruel Reid, President of the Caribbean Maritime University, Dr. Fritz Pinnock, is now on a 6-week leave of absence from the institution. Zine, to allow investigative bodies to complete a detailed probe into allegations of corruption linked to the Caribbean Maritime University and the Ministry of Education. Pinnock has appeared before the Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee on more than one occasion to answer various questions in relation to the investigation. An academician, Zane, Pinnock has received many accolades as a public figure, and I'm going to list out some of them. Awards and accomplishments. In 2018, Pinnock received the Prime Minister's Medal of Appreciation for service to Jamaica in the organization's category on behalf of the Caribbean Maritime University. In 2017, he was awarded the Order of Distinction Commander Class. In 2016, Pinnock became the first Jamaican to win the Socrates Award, which demonstrates the highest level of professional achievement in relation to humanitarian goals. In 2015 marked the receipt of the Prime Minister's Medal of Appreciation for service to education. In 2013-2014, that year found Fritz Pinnock as the All-Ireland Boss of the Year for the Jamaica Association for Administrative Professionals. The Boss of the Year for the country. Academic achievements. Fritz Pinnock holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Sustainable Cruise Tourism from the University of West Indies. A master's degree in international shipping and logistics from the University of Plymouth in the United Kingdom. I would do that master's. And a bachelor's degree with honors in economics and accounting management studies from the University of the West Indies. This is a man who is self-actualized. There's nothing left in academics for this man to attain. Professional linkages. A fellow of the Chartered Institute of Logistics Transport for the UK. A fellow of the Chartered Management Institute, UK. A fellow of the British Institute of Management since 1991. A fellow of the Institute of Logistics and Distribution Management. A Justice of the Peace in Kingston. May I repeat that? A Justice of the Peace, a JP in Kingston. Pinnock is also the author of several books and peer-reviewed academic and industry articles, magazines and journals across the world. He also holds a seat on several institutional, community and sports-related boards, including the chairman of the Associates Committee on Port Management Association of the Caribbean. This man would have spent his life advancing academically. This man would have spent his life and made probably innumerable sacrifices to attain all the qualifications he would have attained. And after so much possible sacrifice, this man has gotten himself enmeshed, entwined, immersed, and all of the adjectives you can find, or adverb, or verb, or whatever you choose, in a situation that can simply and easily end his career in academia. And I am saying, by all accounts, and from most of the persons who have heard or seen spoken about Mr. Fritz Pinnock, they speak of him with glowing admiration. How then can a man who is apparently so book smart get caught up in one of the biggest scandals to have ever hit Jamaica land we love? Watch your friends where you smoke with and run joke with. And them quick for cut your throat quick. The only friend where me love are the one up above. Keep him than a rope twist. Watch your friends where you smoke with and run joke with. Show me your company, me tell you who you are. You understand me? I say it is really and truly sad that a man who seemingly has offered so much to Jamaica and who has so much more to offer to Jamaica has found himself in a situation where his career is now on the line. And something we did really have to share and add some perspective to the discussion. Because as me I say, we keep on hearing Fritz Pinnock is a good man. Fritz Pinnock is a good man. Fritz Pinnock is a good man. You understand what me I say? And when you gauge that general view of Fritz Pinnock with his achievements and accolades, you realize that Fritz Pinnock is no ordinary man. You can't take that from him. But the reality is, for whatever reason, guilty or innocent, Fritz Pinnock is now in a situation where all the accomplishments and accolades means nothing. Because of associations, alignments, and other things. It really and truly sad. Because conversely, the other person in the equation, or the next major player in the equation, you don't hear person speaking about said person with such admiration. The next person at the thing is really and truly contempt many people have towards him. Albert Evans, a teacher, can't be a recorded artist. No, you're not family. Me no things are still. Zin, when you hear the discourse surrounding Fritz Pinnock versus the discourse surrounding Ruel Reid, a night and day situation, you know? So how can a man who is so admired, who is so respected, who is so loved, get himself caught up then with a man who is so ostracized, a man who is so demonized, a man who is so arrogant and narcissistic and dictatorial? I guess them say opposites attract. Alright, so them say, I don't know. You understand? Yeah. It thinks that a way piece. I want to sit down and really and truly analyze the thing. And me I say, nah man. Everybody when me hear talk about Fritz Pinnock as somebody with them admire. I have never interacted with him personally. I would have gone to something up by Huey once, and he gave the keynote speech and thing, and I never really interact with him and things. So I cannot speak about him like some people can. But everybody when me hear, people with influence, people who would have interacted with him regularly, they don't have nothing bad to say about the man. Compared to Ruel Reid. Speaking about Ruel Reid. You see? On Friday night also, I spoke to the situation concerning Ruel Reid's driver, as allegations are emerging that he may have been contracted to cater for the CAPS program. And you know, funny enough, peeps, that program was implemented at the school that I teach. And based on my understanding now, that program is being scrapped as is, based on the irregularities that would have emerged in this investigation. And right now, based on what go on, it won't seem like it's going to mash up a whole heap of things with timetabling and them things. But I don't really get round to it. I just hear some things because I need to talk to my principal about it. You understand? Because it have implications with the department that I oversee and them something there. You understand? All because Ruel Reid's former driver furious at fraudulent use of his name in CMU contracts. As I said, I spoke about it Friday. I would have shared an article. This is just a little bit more. So the former driver of SAC Education Minister Ruel Reid has spoken out, saying he is furious at what he calls the fraudulent use of his name to secure contracts with the Caribbean Maritime University CMU. Devon McQueen's name became associated with the current scandal engulfing the CMU and Ruel Reid, after questions were asked at the Parliament Committee on Wednesday about whether Mr. McQueen was contracted to provide catering services for a program run by the university. Mr. McQueen, who was on a program Friday morning, Zane, said he knows nothing about the catering contract with the CMU. Mr. McQueen said that he met the former Minister of Education at the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, because remember Ruel Reid was president of the let me take off all my glasses. That's one of the things where hurt me about Mr. Ruel Reid, you know. Ruel Reid was once president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. Ruel Reid is a career educator. Ruel Reid would have seen firsthand the challenges being faced by educators in the education system in Jamaica. Ruel Reid would have known the issues that teachers are grappling with in this country. Ruel Reid would have understood the resource challenges that schools are faced with in this country. Some people say about teachers, JC, the principal, and up there so nice. Yes, but they would still know about some of the things. And after being JTA president and a career educator, Mr. Reid became Minister of Education and treated educators like them are him gardener and we are him yard boys. And for that, I cannot forgive Mr. Reid. He became arrogant. And him forget where him come from. My grandmother used to say, the higher monkey climber and more mass exposed. Big up yourself, Miss Low. Yeah, my grandmother name Miss Low too. You understand on the bill. Watch you now. Mr. McQueen said he met the former education minister at the Jamaica Teachers Association. Mr. McQueen was working as a driver at JTA when Mr. Reid became the president of the association. Sorry guys. He said Mr. Reid later invited him to work at Jamaica College as a night watchman when he became principal of the school. When Mr. Reid was appointed education minister, Mr. McQueen was seconded to the ministry to work as Ruel Reid's driver from 2016 to 2018. However, Mr. McQueen said he had no association with the Caribbean Maritime University. I mean, I said, Mr. McQueen, I tell you the truth. I say the truth. I tell you what I'm saying. You see it? All right. More definitively, he said he was never a caterer. Nothing. I don't know nothing about that. Mr. McQueen said the first time he heard about the contract with the CMU was when investigators showed up at his home asking him questions earlier this year. He said they took him to their offices and asked a barrage of questions in relation to invoices reportedly done in his name. The thing about it, somebody was using my name, he concluded, adding that he was shocked when he found out about the contracts. He did not disclose the sums claimed on the invoices. However, he said it was not a lot of money. I'm going to pause this before I pick up back with Mr. McQueen. Information is that, you see the CAPS program, the same program where them say Mr. McQueen was contracted to cater for, Mr. Pinnock, Fritz Pinnock, by his own admission in Parliament recently, said out of the persons who would have enrolled in the program, which is supposed to be a 9 months program, only 45% of the persons who signed up and started actually completed. Not only that, it is also believed that after the 9 months would have been completed, each participant would have been placed in agencies for internship. And as such, they would have been paid a stipend of $5,000 per week. I think. Up to this date, many of the persons who would have done the internship have not yet been accredited or certified, and the stipend has not reached their bank accounts. Where the money there? I just interject that. We're going to move on now. Mr. McQueen said he opted not to continue as Mr. Reid's driver because of the poor conditions under which he worked, which left him depressed. Among the issues was the long working hours. I was underpaid even at the time, and I told him that I would have never signed back any more contracts. Sometimes you work, most of the time 7 days a week. You wouldn't get any time, not even leave I did not get, he said. Mr. McQueen also said no provision was made for meals when he took Mr. Reid on long assignments. No, Mr. McQueen forget food when them have the whole of the food. Them them the food and they plate them family. He said his relationship with Mr. Reid deteriorated over the 2 years he worked at the ministry. He said he returned to his post at Jamaica College when he stopped driving for Mr. Reid. Mr. McQueen is the latest of Mr. Reid's associates who are alleged to have received payments from the CNU in the scandal which led to the firing of the former education minister. The others include 2 household helpers. Teach, you should play the interview with him. Teach, that sweet, wicked man. Zane, and thing. The thing why I don't really play the interview, you want to know, so the interview, this one I read was done by RJR Online. I know RJR and TVG, it's like brother and sister. Me not trust them. You understand? So, watch out now. So, I can't play. There was one on Nationwide, I can't find it. I have to search back for it, but you can go watch them things, listen to them things, man. But certain things, I not take a chance with thing. Zane, Jamaica College chairman Michael Bernard, who was also a guest on the same program Hotline, was asked whether the school will conduct a probe into employees at the institution whose name have been called in the corruption scandal. At this point in time, until we can identify a link with Jamaica College, we would not really have any interest. But if there is a link, for example, whilst they were working for us, they were providing services. And even then, if the services were being provided in a private capacity, we really would not have an interest in them, he said. The board of Jamaica College is considering a request by the school's Old Boys Association to terminate Ruel Reid's contract as head of the institution. Mr. Bernard said the board received a request from the association 3 months ago, and the school is receiving legal advice on how to proceed. They can't just terminate it so neither. Mr. Reid is on 8 months vacation leave from Jamaica College following the end of its 2-year secondment at the Ministry of Education. His leave ends in November. I'm telling you, Friday night, say Mr. Reid is trying to get $2 million as incentive where he normally get as principal right now while in the pan leave because he is silly principal. Where he normally get a fully furnished house, absolution from paying an electricity bill plus $2 million. I saw a thing nice up at JC. As what my brother said, that's why people kill you for them job they don't teach. You understand? So peeps, the debate has been going on as to what will happen to Ruel Reid if there will be any criminal charges laid against him and what have you. You understand? The director of public prosecution attack on the thing. But me need for take a look at break piece. Me need for use the bathroom. Let me tell you now. Give me a look a minute. You understand?
What we do here is go back.
Guess who's back? Back again, you mean focus. Yep, so but there. Many persons have been saying Ruel Reid should have been arrested and charged already and sentenced and all sort of things. And as I've said before, you know, I am not one who is as pessimistic about the situation as some are. I am actually very optimistic that the law will run its course and whosoever is found guilty of embezzling and misappropriating taxpayers' money shall be made to pay. See? Now, the director of public prosecution, the woman that many Jamaicans love to hate, me personally I have nothing against Paula. See? Paula do what she does. I am not an expert in legal matters. She is, and as such, I have learned that the court of public opinion and the court of law are two different places and two different things, and they are not one in the same. So sometimes we see some things happen and we say, yo, corruption and them this and them that. The law is the law. You understand? And thing what we think as a layman sometimes don't make no sense in terms of law. I just say reality that. So I have learned to understand, appreciate and accept that the court of public opinion, what you think or what you feel, you know, really and truly fly with the court of law 99% of the time. Alright? So, Ruel Reid countdown, the director of public prosecution, to deliver an opinion on the criminal probe in 5 days. And this article was published on Friday, I think. So the 5 days countdown start, yeah, or Saturday, when I told them. Prosecutors are now combing through a flood of documents. In less than a week, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution will hand over a report to the Financial Investigations Division, FID, giving details of its opinion on the criminal investigation being conducted into alleged wrongdoing by SAC Education Minister Ruel Reid. The country's top prosecutor, Paula Llewellyn, said that her office has assigned 4 prosecutors, not just prosecutors, 4 senior prosecutors to comb through the documents presented by the FID in relation to the high-profile matter. On Thursday, the 4 senior prosecutors, including a deputy director of public prosecution, 2 assistant DPPs, and a crown counsel, QC, briefed Llewellyn on the material provided to them to date. They gave me an assessment and we discussed what they have found and what was there, and they are presently writing a detailed report which will be sent back to the FID, indicating our assessment of all the material we have so far. Giving details about our office's involvement in the matter, The DPP said that the FID, which is the Financial Investigative Division, had approached their office for guidance in its probe into irregularities at the Ministry of Education and a number of its agencies, including the Caribbean Maritime University. At first, Llewellyn said that she had asked 2 senior prosecutors to be available for a consultation with the FID investigators. After the agency submitted initial documents, including statements for review and at intermittent periods, according to the DPP, over the last week, a flood of additional documentation was submitted. I am assuming that these documents are now the documents that Fritz Pinnock was preventing FID from accessing by carrying them to court. But because the CMU has thrown out that challenge, I guess them get the documents. So according to the DPP, over the last week, a flood of additional documentation was submitted, prompting her to assign 2 other prosecutors to review the documents this week. She noted, however, and listen to this now, peeps. Listen to this. She noted, however, that to date, her office had not been given a complete file from the FID or the police in relation to Reid's matter. Llewellyn said that her office is pushing to submit the report to the FID by next Thursday, Ben Johnson date. The DPP made it clear that the opinion could pave the way for the FID to take action, such as making an arrest, or it could indicate that the material was insufficient and did not rise to the threshold of criminal charge. Peeps. Miss Elena Blake, good evening, Empress. How are you? Meditated Marjan, sis, what go on? You good? May I read that again? See? May I read that again? The DPP made it clear that her opinion could pave the way for the FID to take actions such as making an arrest, 1, or it could indicate that the material was insufficient and did not rise to the threshold of a criminal charge. Kenroy Fortas says seems like they don't have a smoking gun, as they would have arrested him already. Or they have smoking guns, and I see which one of them fire first, second, or third. You understand what I say? Let me see what the people were saying. I think I'm so last that this year a long one. Ben Wen said, teach. Unfortunately, the outcome won't be prison because Jamaica have no facilities for high-profile white-collar criminals. Interesting viewpoint. Zane, interesting viewpoint. Yeah, so let me say. I bet you people, him have advised hold him up like a gun to him head to let him do such things. We attack Seymour Johnson. You attack Fritz Pinnock or you attack Ruel Reid. Zane, my personally come lock him up. If them fail to do so, do a citizen arrest, 2 corrupted. I'm not sure about that part there. See, I never trust her up. You see, Johnny Boy, I say I never trust DPP's opinion. See that me I tell you, say some people and Paul don't really get along. The DPP is a waste of taxpayers' money. The corrupt police and the X6 man is an example. She should be fired already. Deb Rosler, as me I saying to them, you see, the court with the X6 situation, that is a sad case in itself. But remember that case collapsed because the star prosecution witness decided that he would not continue to work with the prosecution and he changed his statements during the trial. No matter what kind of prosecutor you have or DPP, you can't go forward if the person where you rely on to prove your case decides say them not gonna further. You understand? As I said, I understand the views of people read Paula. Personally read it DPP. As I said, I have come to understand, to comprehend, to appreciate, to accept that the court of law and the court of public opinion are two different things. In a court of law, it's not about what you think you know, but it's about what you can prove. Remember that in a family. So no matter what we say about the DPP, you understand? In a court of law, it's not about what you think you know. It's not about what you think you know. It's about what you can prove. And if you cannot prove it, then nothing else no matter. You understand what I say? So a man can kill 30 people and you can't prove so him killed one of them. He might go walk free because you can't prove it. I just saw the court last year. You understand? Why him change? Maybe because he was probably threatened. Maybe because him feel like him can't bother no more. I don't know why him change. I never talked to him. But I don't know if the DPP would make him change any boy. You understand what I say? I understand the perspective on the thing in the bro, but what I say to you, based on my analysis of the thing, in a court of law, because when everybody look on it, everybody go sentence Patrick Powell, that the X6 man. Everybody go say him guilty. But in the court of law, it is not what you think or what you feel, but it is simply what you can prove. And if you cannot prove it, no matter how guilty you think the man is, him going to walk. I just saw the court of law still. The court of law is dependent on evidence to prove something. And if you cannot prove it, then that's a simple thing. I know many persons about the DPP again because of the cartel situation. You understand what I say? And thing. So that's the next spin to the thing. Me not have up the DPP for nothing. You understand what I say? I am simply saying that the DPP has a job to do. Should do her job. How effective, that's a question. You understand what I say? But I know that the court of law and the court of public opinion is two different things. A very professional statement. I will bet that charges will be filed. Slow and sure wins the race. That G, brother, what go on? You understand? That G in the building, you know a problem with that. Yeah, peeps. On Friday night, so that's the situation will about Ruel Reid. Alva Evans said it's all about money. So Father Alva, are you suggesting that the DPP is being paid to hand down certain rulings? I mean, that's a ask. You understand what I say? And think, press the people them that took money without providing a service. Okay. Yeah, but that's not the DPP's responsibility, Top Max. And you see, we kind of sometime, you know, not really pay attention to the dynamics. That is not for the DPP. That's not the role of the DPP. The DPP gets the file from whichever agency, whether Indicom, whether the constabulary, whether in this case FID, and they then, based on the file that is provided, they build a case. It is the investigative officer's responsibility to get the details that are needed, not the DPP. So we kind of misconstrue some of the things them and not really pay attention to all the things them work. You understand what I say? Because the DPP don't do no investigation. The DPP use the files presented by investigators to build them case. So if the investigators them never investigate properly, the DPP cannot win the case, you know. But we not reason about, we not reason anything like that. We just have a thing against the DPP and we just kill the DPP. But the DPP, when she go to court, can only rely on the evidence documented by the investigators. She not go out in the field or fear workers them not go out in the field go investigate. And the police officers them do that. So if the case fall through, most of the time it is shoddy investigators who mess up the case. So sometimes when we blame the people them, we need to really and truly analyze the thing before we blame the people them. That is all me and say still. Zine? And I'm not out here defending Paula Llewellyn. I have no reason to defend Paula Llewellyn. I am just calling a spade a spade. So if the file presented to the office, and we keep on saying direct, we keep on singling out Paula, the office of the director of public prosecution is not one person, you know. It's a team of persons. She is the head. And yes, consequently, Evie is the head that wears the crown. We get that. But you have to understand, say, I know every case a Paula got prosecuted, you know. You understand? I know every case Paula prosecute. But we blame Paula for every case. How? Why? When? Me not get that still. So if we're going to reason the things, take all the emotions out there and reason based on the facts. The prosecutor prosecutes with the evidence she was provided by investigators. She don't go out there go investigate. Her team don't investigate. So we have this thing where we just hate Paula Llewellyn. I'm not sure why we really and truly still. You understand? But that's how the thing goes still. We're not done with the Ruel yet. Friday night, I promise you a thing. Say, there was an article that I read. Zane, teach, you have called school with that analysis. Well said. Pick up yourself, bro. Zane, on Friday night, I told you that I will share with you an article that I came across in relation to Ruel Reid. Zane, and the title of the article is that Ruel Reid was allowed to do too much. And I told you that Friday night. Ruel Reid essentially became a dictator. Teach enough case she would have dropped. Yeah, because in her estimation, Johnny, the evidence collected, the investigation done was not strong enough to prosecute the case. It happens all over the world, and not just Jamaica it happen. You understand? And not just Jamaica it happen, Johnny. So as me I say still, we have to understand the office of the DPP and how it works. The DPP does not investigate. The DPP and her team analyze the file presented by whichever investigative body. They peruse the file and then now they apply what is there to the law and see how well it can hold up or not. If it can't hold up, it don't make no sense you go to court with it. So some cases are going to drop. It's just a reality that. You understand? So we can blame the DPP for poor investigation. We can blame the DPP for shoddy investigating. The DPP works with what she gets. She don't create nothing. So if she drops a case, she is dropping a case. And I'm saying this in a realistic context. That she drops that case, or the Office of Director of Public Prosecution drops the case because based on their expert opinion, and whether we want to admit it or not, them is that they're legal experts. Based on their expert opinions, the investigation was weak, the evidence was poor, and then can't proceed. Teach prosecutor should also do investigation. She should look at the evidence, but she should go along with. But I don't know that our judicial system facilitates prosecutors doing investigation. Why would you have a prosecutor doing investigation, then prosecuting a case? And then a double work that. While the investigator won't. So the investigators then should be allowed to prosecute the case. So then if we have expert investigators, then why the prosecutor need then for leave and go help investigate a case when their job is to prosecute? It's like you're in a factory and your job in the factory is to put on the tire them on the car. You can go put in the engine because it is not your role to put in the engine. You have engine specialists, so engine specialists put in the engine, you put on the tire them, and that are your responsibility. So you can assume a next man responsibility. If you understand what I say, DeAndre, based on how I understand how the system set up, that is how it works. The prosecutors prosecute. Investigators investigate. You understand? If you can't crap go get the prosecutors, then you're going to get a crap result. You understand? But the thing with Paula still, people crucify Paula sometimes without giving her a chance, a fair chance, and really and truly analyze the situation. That is just my opinion still. See, I'm going to move on now. So we have said Father Ruel Reid. See? Ruel Reid was allowed to do too much, and this was an article in the Observer, I think, and it was written by the principal of Belmont Academy out in Westmoreland. Yeah? Ready or no? The revelations at the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC, over the past few weeks involving the Caribbean Maritime University and the embattled former Minister of Education, Ruel Reid, forced me into reflection on his behavior prior to the allegations of corruption now swinging around his neck. This reflection has caused me to conclude that the teaching profession has failed this country. We saw the reckless arrogance of Reid. We feigned stealthily outrage, but never once called for his immediate resignation. Mr. Principal, you need to come watch extra class, because I have been calling for that, sir. Using the convenient excuse that he came from among us. I couldn't care where he come from. Me the done as a Ruel Reid for move up from my Minister of Education right in this chair, right in front of this camera. Well, it was the webcam at the time, but now we in front of the camera. You understand what I say? So, Mr. Principal, do the research, sir. You understand? Yeah, man. I am not criticizing the profession because I dislike it, but rather because I love it and want to see us rise above the perception that we are only good for a salary negotiation. While they are not the best examples of virtue, the Jamaica Bar and the medical associations often exclude and distance themselves from members whose conduct and performance fall below established standards, or whose behavior has brought or is likely to bring the respective professions into disrepute. Even now that the Prime Minister himself has fired the teaching profession, the teaching profession has not commended the... Let me do that again. Even now that the Prime Minister himself has fired him, the teaching profession has not commended the allegations that give rise to the sacking of Reid. And I know people are going to trip over themselves to offer the excuse that the matter may be heading to the courts. But there are tones and tenures that can be adopted in principle without incurring litigation. Additionally, no one from the teaching profession called for the resignation or even a leave of absence of Fritz Pinnock. Even when damning allegations of corruption threaten to smear the integrity of that veritable CMU, Zane, and his perceived interference with the ongoing investigation. I recall the litany of woes that Ruel Reid either manufactured, facilitated, and or encouraged with impunity before it all came to this. 1. Reid, without a thread of evidence, labeled teachers, principals, and boards as corrupt extortionists. Ruel Reid, of all the Reids, without a thread of evidence, labeled teachers, principals, boards as corrupt extortionists. Secondly, he refused to acknowledge allegations of dengue infestations in schools. 3. He cancelled without notice Critical Jamaica Teachers Association's meeting at which the Jamaica Teaching Council bill should have been discussed before he rushed it with unholy haste through Parliament. Remember, this man was a former president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. And this man, single-handedly, without notice, cancelled meeting with the JTA where the Jamaican Teaching Council bill should have been discussed because teachers don't have no input. Ruel Reid, who is a teacher. The former Minister of Education, in his unholy haste to make a name for himself, botched the implementation of a solid national assessment, the Primary Exit Profile PEP. Number 5. Ruel Reid allegedly attempted to intimidate and muzzle lecturers who wrote articles that were not heaping praise on his leadership. Ruel Reid went as far as to say that there will be a bill proposed that will ensure that anybody employed to the Ministry of Education cannot criticize the Ministry of Education. At that time, I started get cross, you know. You understand? In addition to the above, there is a litany of inept decisions, actions, and scandals under Ruel Reid's leadership, including allegations that he used state resources to bolster its candidacy in St. Ann Northwestern, and which must be investigated. Andrew Ramos, big up yourself, brother. From my observation, not mine, but principal from Belmont. 1. There was a lack of resources for the efficient implementation of PEP, and the last-ditch island-wide tour to patch up the implementation, moments before children were due to sit the exams, allegedly cost taxpayers millions of dollars. Peeps. Reid dismantled National Products Limited for divestment and removed the Nutribun from schools without a reasonable alternative. 3. He offered no sustainable solution to chronic literacy and numeracy at both the primary and secondary levels of the school system, whilst ramming down his critical thinking PEP model. 4. There have been no new or revised academic benchmarks set for students at the secondary level, yet schools are instructed to retain students in school until they are at least 18 years old. 5. And this is one next thing will piss me off, peeps. Reid oversaw the stealthy dissolution of the National Council on Education. The National Council on Education select school boards. So for a long time, the ministry operate without the oversight of the National Council on Education. Ruel Reid take them out from them office and carry them on a ministry and them arms. And this is the committee where him say him did I go review the bill to make teachers can criticize the ministry. A committee that no longer existed and the remnants were operating from his office. If that is not dictatorship, then I don't know what it is. There is alleged victimization of principal and educators who refused to support his actions. There are still questions surrounding the dismissal of Permanent Secretary Maurice Smith, the mysterious transfer of Senior Advisor Robert Miller from the ministry, the mysterious transfer of Junior Minister from the ministry, that is Floyd Green. And I got pause here, because I want to kind of me take that one personal too. Let me tell you why I take it personal. When Ruel Reid was fired as Minister of Education, I went on record, publicly and otherwise, and I stated that the best option as Education Minister would be somebody who is young, somebody who don't have any political baggage behind them, somebody who is fresh with new ideas, and my vote as somebody who I would support as Education Minister is Floyd Green. Floyd Green was transferred from the ministry as the junior minister from the ministry. Oh no, we don't hear dog bark of it. And also the transfer of this man on the screen, his permanent secretary at the time, Dean Roy Bernard. There are reports that watchdogs were set to troll teachers on social media. But see, true, me used to that still. It really bother me. You hear? There are allegations that watchdogs were set to troll teachers on social media. So the moment you disrespect or criticize Ruel Reid on social media, you became enemy of the state #1, because people were just there waiting for you. Who could forget the comedy of errors of his funding formula for high schools? See? And then there was the infamous tyrannical gag, which expressly forbade anyone to criticize the ministry that was circulated to the political ombudsman and purportedly to the National Council on Education, which he had already dissolved. Ruel Reid essentially said anybody employed to the Ministry of Education cannot criticize the Ministry of Education or the Minister of Education. Where? When? Me tell them somebody prefer go sell bag juice and banana chips, brother. How can you tell me in a democratic country, say I cannot point out crap what the Ministry of Education and the minister do because I am employed by the Ministry of Education? You must be dreaming. Madman. It is still not clear whether Reid was on special leave, secondment, or a combination from Jamaica College. Whichever way, it would be questionable under the education regulations of 1980. Only the minister can grant special leave to teachers. So, did he, Ruel Reid, grant himself special leave? May I ask a question there from Friday night, you know? Zine? And if it is that he was on secondment, the period of secondment granted to teachers is 2 years and an additional 1 at the discretion of the permanent secretary. So under which policy or legislation did he obtain secondment up to not 3 but 5 years? Many teachers felt that this was the worst state of leadership that the ministry has ever seen. Reid, however, was essentially afforded a free ride and was only stopped as the allegations mounted. We must never again allow anyone to treat the nation's teachers with the disdain that Ruel Reid did. And equally, our teachers must never allow anyone free reign as Minister of Education. Ryan Simpson, JP, and Principal of Belmont Academy. This was the same man that Ruel Reid said needed to be taught a lesson. Mr. Reid, in a message to the political ombudsman, said that this principal needed to be taught a lesson because he was vocal against the Ministry of Education. Ruel Reid. Why? What I know, peeps, 7:30, 9 to come. How much money did he get away with? Ryan Valentine, I don't know. We are waiting for the Financial Investigative Division for talk the things them. You understand what I say? And thing. So peeps, Norman Manley Party, the PNP, they would have held a anti-corruption vigil in halfway tree, one of them morning there. Zane, I think Thursday morning, because we talk about it Wednesday night when we stream. And from Thursday night, I was not in any way mincing my word that Jesus, one of Reid's biggest headaches, will be providing a credible reason for having his helper open a bank account through which he funneled money to his family members. That is hard to overcome. And peeps, when that G talk about legal issues, listening, that is all I have to say about that. Yeah? Alright. I stated from Wednesday evening that okay, yes, corruption is a problem. I have said a million times that corruption is the biggest problem in Jamaica. Political corruption, police corruption, and the minds of Jamaicans. Them 3 things are the 3 biggest things in Jamaica, problems in Jamaica. And as opposition, your duty, role, and responsibility, yes, is teach. Is you was talking directly because you was talking about Mr. Reid a lot. I know me alone, man. Enough of the teachers that talk about him, man. See, especially the lecturers and you and them people that we are writing a paper them. You understand? Him is alright. Him is alright. Him is alright, alright. Him is alright, alright. Him have him hand in a lion mouth. Him is alright. Watch me now. So, I understand that the opposition would want to be vocal against a government who they deem as being highly corrupt. There's no issue with that. See? I understand that as opposition, you would want to do that, and that is correct, and that is fine. See? However, sometimes the message is not the issue. Oftentimes, the messengers are the issue, or is the issue. And in this particular case, I don't care what nobody wants to say, the People's National Party cannot speak to me about anti-corruption. I'm going to say that again. I don't care about nobody else. I talk about me now. The People's National Party cannot speak to this big-head boy about corruption. As a matter of fact, I'll go even further. This anti-corruption vigil was not really and truly essentially about anti-corruption in the essence of anti-corruption. I will go on record to say what I'll say now, that this anti-corruption vigil was more about Peter Phillips campaigning for president of the People's National Party than anti-corruption. I'm going to say that again so nobody no miss it. This anti-corruption vigil was more about the internal presidential election within the People's National Party than itself being about a corrupt Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah? If this was an opposition anti-corruption vigil, how come the entire opposition was not present? How come it was only Team Peter 1 there and nobody from Team Peter 2? Sorry guys. First, me hear Dayton and them feel like people not hear when them talk, you know. First, Dayton Campbell came out and said that they said it was only a Region 3 thing. So Region 3 will be mobilizing an anti-corruption vigil. Dayton Campbell said Manchester, Central Manchester don't belong to Region 3, so them never did need for did it. No, that don't make no sense to me. If we as an opposition party is hitting out against corruption, then we should be a united opposition party hitting out against corruption. Then Dayton Campbell changed the record we did play and say Peter Bunting was invited but he could not make it. I'm telling you, the politicians can't talk to me. Are them things how I'm telling you, the politician can't talk to me. Because you cannot tell me, say, your party, where you is a vice president of, is leading an anti-corruption march against the governing party. And you are going to tell me, say, you couldn't find the time for come? Or if you couldn't find the time to come, you sent nobody to represent you? I'm not going, man. Time jump, but time no fool. Next thing. So as me say, I'm going to get that out of the way early. The anti-corruption vigil was a campaign ploy by Peter Phillips. Put that on the pipe and smoke it. Secondly, politicians, 9 out of 10 of them can't help themselves read certain things. But if I should go against my better judgment and sit and listen to a politician speaking to me about corruption, there is one politician in Jamaica that cannot entertain a conversation with me about anything that has to do with corruption. And that politician, I'm saying when me time, I mince my words, you know. That politician is none other than politician for Eastern Kingston and Port Royal, Vice President of the People's National Party, Philip Palwell. Philip Palwell is a supporter of Peter Phillips. But not only that, and I've said this before, I say when we talk, if you listen me, you know, Philip Palwell have designs of not only becoming President of the People's National Party one day, but also Prime Minister of Jamaica. And should we as a people sit down and allow Philip Palwell to one day become Prime Minister of this country, then anything we get in our life will be techie. Philip Palwell was not only present at the anti-corruption vigil. Philip Palwell took the mic. Now, what could Philip Palwell tell me as a well-thinking Jamaican about anti-corruption when Philip Palwell is the member of parliament or politician in Jamaica's history that has been rocked with the most political scandals? How can that man speak to me about corruption? How? Case in point, I'm showing a look at thing. I'm go across here, so. I don't want to go across there yet. Boom. I draw up a look at thing by my phone. Technology is a hell of a thing, you know. Come through phone. Boom. Zane? That little clip here. Was record. And next thing, because you know, you throw something sometime and you never know. If there's anybody out there with the clip of the address given by Philip Palwell, I would love to have it. I would really love to sit and listen what Philip Palwell said to those people. In this little clip, I'm going to play phone here now. Philip Palwell was captured. For some strange reason, I can't see nowhere where Philip Palwell address. Me only know him address. I don't hear what him say. Me would love if there's anybody out there, because that might make me start a new series. Things to laugh about, because this is funny. This little snippet here, so I'm going to play it. Boom.
Them up! Lock 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 them up!
Oh, why am I doing that?
Them up! Lock 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 them up!
When I hear that, peeps, I know if you hear that. So the person with the phone, with the mic phone, look like Imani Duncan Price to me. She is the newly elected political representative from the PNP for Central Kingston that is running to its seat. And running to it will not seek re-election in the next election per se. You understand? So you know, let me fix this. Me and pray I dead there something I did, you know. That's why it disconnect. See? When you look on the video, it's not even what the video is saying. She has said lock them up. But I want to look on who stand up beside her. Yeah?
Them up! Lock 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 them up!
No. The man himself, Philip Palwell. Philip Palwell there. See? Philip Palwell there at the heart of the vigil where somebody is singing to lock up the Jamaica Labour Party politicians who are caught in corruption. I have nothing against the message there. Lock up all politicians who are involved in corruption. But if I was Philip Palwell and people are singing about lock up politicians when are corruption, me then run go hide. No, how can this man come in front of me, come speak about corruption? I did a video titled Jamaica's most scandal hit politician of all time, Philip Palwell. Go watch it. And now guess me, I guess. This is a man who have aspirations of one day.
Lock them up!
Lock them up. Lock them up. Be careful what you ask for, Empress. You understand? Because, you see, them look good things. You understand? And thing. Me have one more video for play phone before me go later, peeps. As me I say now, politicians, them can't come around man like me because me dark for them, you know. And me not say all politicians bad, you know. You understand? But the majority of them, especially the ones them from the old school, tell you about them. You understand? And as me I say, essentially, yes, the message is correct. Because corruption is corruption. Blue, green, yellow, or pink. So yes. But then you can't have Philip Paul will talk to people about corruption and lock up people about corruption, family. I disrespect me intelligence, so yo. And as me I say, however, this anti-corruption vigil, in all reality and honesty, was not essentially what it seemed on the face for. An anti-corruption vigil. It was campaigning by Peter Phillips. It's a simple thing. Common sense will tell you that. So, them is alright still. You understand what I say? Politicians and them friends, them good. You see? Auntie. So, peeps, speaking about corruption, that's something we have to address in the country. Something that is not really being addressed in the country. You understand? And we got to talk about them money up on the screen now. Integrity at stake. Anti-corruption watchdog group dissatisfied with Integrity Commission's latest report. At least one anti-corruption watchdog agency is dissatisfied with the recently tabled Integrity report, noting the lack of information on the financial status of parliamentarians, which the group said could give rise to unnecessary speculation. There was high expectation of the Integrity Commission's annual report of 2018-2019, which was tabled in Parliament on Friday, regarding whether the Commission had cleared previously cited politicians who, for various reasons, did not pass integrity standards. Among those who were not cleared in a previous report tabled by the Commission was Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Now you could have looked left, you could have looked right, you could have looked up, you could have looked down, you could have looked forward, or you could have shut your eye. That don't look good. Me say, if you have an integrity commission and as politicians you're supposed to file or submit whatever documents, and the Prime Minister of all persons cannot be cleared by this commission, then something is wrong. And I answer the Prime Minister involved in nothing. All I simply say, anywhere you look, it don't look good. Professor Trevor Monroe, which is the brother in the purple tie, Executive Director of the National Integrity Action, said that previous reports from the Commission, including before the amalgamation and even its 2017 report, had included appendices naming members of Parliament who were in breach and had referred them to the Director of Public Prosecution for action. Good old DPP come back in, can't catch a break. He continued, he said, clearance of statutory deductions of MPs and public officials is not an administrative issue, but an essential requirement to ensure that their income and assets are legitimately acquired and not the result of illicit enrichment. A major offense under Jamaica's anti-corruption law and the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. The Integrity Commission latest report has noted that the majority of the statutory declarations for the year 2018 were submitted during the month of March 2019. 36 statutory declarations were examined, of which only 8 did not necessitate any additional queries. Sometimes them already give a fight. The report also noted that 2 new financial investigation cases were open regarding members of Parliament. However, their names were not revealed. Transparency demands that the public be told who are the 2 MPs in relation to whom new investigations have been opened concerning possible statutory declaration offences and illicit enrichment, said Monroe. One of the people realize that You understand? Parliamentary Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Robert Morgan, in reacting to the report, is insisting that Holness was current with his filing and touted support for the work of the Commission. Yeah. The Prime Minister continues to be current with his filings to the Commission and has fulfilled his obligations to the Integrity Commission, both in this instance and historically, said Morgan. That is not correct, because the Prime Minister would have submitted a different set of documents long after them did ask them, Mr. Morgan. So make we talk it through. The government fully supports the work of the Integrity Commission in building the institutional framework to deal with issues of accountability, transparency, and probity. Me not agree. He continued, the landmark passage of the new integrity legislation and the securing of the independence of the Commission, led by this administration, see, we have to put some politics in it, see, will encourage confidence in our system of governance and allow the Commission to effectively execute its mandate. We continue to take the necessary legislative and budgetary actions to enhance the work of the Integrity Commission and are confident in the professionalism and competence of the commissioners. In the meantime, Integrity Commission Chairman Carl Harrison is the grey hair fellow, Zane, underscored that comprehensive investigations into the financial affairs of parliamentarians and public officials required high-level professional staff in the field of forensic and investigative accountancy. The issue of compensation for the commissioners were also raised. Money them a defend. Compensation for the commissioners also requires the approval of the Oversight Committee. We are surprised that to date there has been no determination as regards our compensation. We understand that the process of getting a recommended compensation structure is still being pursued. Zane? So, we are yet to receive any money in relation to our roles as commissioner, Harrison said in his remarks. So, you see what they think there? In really and truly, the man them defend them cheese. And in defending the cheese, then, other possibilities open themselves up. You understand? That is the name and nature of the situation. The Integrity Commission on paper was a good thing. Is the Integrity Commission effective in any way, shape, or form? If I was to say yea or nay, my answer would be no. You understand? So far, since the inception of the Integrity Commission, no public official has been deemed corrupt and made to pay for it. See? And thing. You see me, I say? So, we always talk a lot. We always put some things on paper. Zine and thing. And them something there. Ben Wen, big up yourself, family. But a simple answer to your question. I see the question and I see the statement. Now, because I made the statement, I not adjust the question. But I'm going to say this. Whether I vote or not, I pay tax in this country. And as a taxpayer in this country, I have the right to address any situation I deem fit to address. So voting yea or nay means nothing as long as I pay tax in this country. So as long as me I pay tax, and the tax that I pay is being used by officials in ways that are not legal or beneficial to me, my family, or this country, then I can address any matter, anytime, any day, any hour, anywhere. So whether me vote yea or nay means nothing at the end of the day. But the moment me I pay tax, whether willingly or unwillingly, forcefully or voluntarily, then me can address the issues. Blessings, family. Yeah. Peeps. Normally, I get videos here, there, and everywhere from on a daily basis. Zane and possible topics and a lot of things I'm gonna do for various reasons. A lot of things I'm not interested in. Zane, I came across a video that was done by a soldier who seems to be in the US Army. He was addressing the situation that currently exists in Jamaica. I don't know how many persons have seen it. The video is not short. It's a lengthy video, about 20 minutes. But Uno there, we're going to sit down and we're going to watch that video here together. See? And listen what the man have to say and thing. I want to make you get enough charge out of this, you know. But then, I'm going to use my headphone and thing. We hear what I have to say about that something here. So with the speaker, so you probably can't hear this when it comes through. See? Play it through speaker. I don't know if you know hear guys I say muted. Just give me a minute then, my balance or something here. Find the video. Switch over to that screen there. Boom.
Yep. Coming out on the live from work. Pretty busy day at work, but we still find the time. Want to talk about a big monster will affect Jamaica. Crime and violence. Kind of astonished to the fact, trying to figure out what is it that is motivating crime so much in Jamaica. Feel what I say? I try to figure out.
Freeze up on the screen. Find him again. I'm gonna have to go unplug this and plug in the back. Boom. Should be coming up anytime now. Or not. Okay. Boom. I don't know, I mash up with certain peeps. Let me get back a screen and see. We'll go and talk about it until them time. Yeah, so he was sharing his perspective about crime in the country. Yeah, and it was really and truly an interesting listen and thing. If I not get to share it tonight, I will probably share it the next night. I now see the phone now register this time. I don't know what the problem. You see me? The technology is a hell of a thing. Boom. Now I see it. I don't know. You understand? So we are gonna stay for one next time. So we are cut it as a still peeps. I name something there. It's a next Sunday, we don't talk for Sunday. You know, we not go to school tomorrow because we're up on a little break. We give thanks to that still. You see me, I say, think I'll stream on Wednesday again. For the holidays, I think I'll stream Fridays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. And thing. We see you go. Peace. Big up on yourself. Appreciate the support. Big up to the persons who had divergent views. Teach, you need a technical director. I'm not tell you this. But we are learning things as we go along still. But that makes sense. Big up to the persons who had different views from us. You understand? I know nothing personal. Your view is your views and them something to teach. Yes, so it's a joke. The spot checkpoints are useless. I have seen the spotlight, the checkpoints in some of these things being not effective because some vehicles just slide through said way and thing. So you have a point there, so I not think it's useless per se in the whole sense of being used. I don't think it's as effective as it could be. You understand? And thing. Peeps, we appreciate the continued support. As I said, we will come here and we will see things differently. You understand? But we can respectfully disagree and appreciate each other's opinion. We don't have to accept it and thing. You understand? I just saw it thing go. You see me? We don't take nothing personal. We adjust a thing if we feel like we need to address it. Whether it's a comment made by one of you, because if there's something I think we need to highlight it, I'm going to highlight it because you make the comment on my channel so I can always use it. Zane, you know one thing about peace. Big up on yourself. We appreciate the continued support for the persons who are here for the first time. Welcome for the people that may say teach through the whole stream. Big up on yourself and none of disrespect. But just leave the big ups them to the end of the thing. For keep the thing flowing, for keep the thing close. You know what I mean? And thing. Manners and respect every time, peace. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a productive week. Not a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. A productive week. You understand what I say? Make some money. Stay healthy. Be safe. When on go road, lower the big old headphone them like them one. You understand what I say? Stop cover up on the head, on the ears and remove on yourself from the road. Zane, lower the Bluetooth headpiece them. People are watching you. Be observant, be alert. You understand? Keep the phones them in the pocket or on the bag. Yes, a phone them and I want to buy them, but man we take them and take on life and the process. Use them on only when you need them. Them whole of a big old gold chain and chaparita and bangle and ring. Yes, I wanna work here, I wanna buy it, I phone money, I phone things, but man will take you, man will take your life in the process. So be careful. You understand? Some of them things that we can leg off of them things for the time being and go and build. Walk with only the cash that you need. Seeing if you must take public transportation, try to travel in a group. If you cannot travel in a group, know the do's and the don'ts. Seeing take the license plate number, send it go give some people. You understand what I say? Describe the car, describe the driver. Tell people where you're there, tell people where you go. Always follow your instinct. If you're going to one car, you feel like something wrong, come on. You understand? If you're in one car and see somebody come in and you feel uncomfortable, come on. So I say, trust absolutely no one. For the people that will post everything them do, everywhere them do it, stop. Be careful. For the people that will live them relationship and them life in a social media, stop. Be careful. You understand what I say? DS Electronics Unlimited, Ron Stewart, Miss Grace Abel, Miss Sophia Kobe, Apple Cider, Dante Dan, Miss Millicent Thomas McDermott, Miss Winsome Hudson, Kanayaka Chisholm, DeAndre Small, Brother, big up yourself, Arlene Smith, Gunner Forever, Manas, Miss Grace Abel, Doc G, Big Bro, Manas, Miss Cameron Dryden, Mike Lewis, Apple Cider Vinegar, Apple Cider, big up yourself in a family, Zane, Meditate with Marjan, Sis, big up yourself, Diamond, our girl, Diamond's girl best friend, so we fix the roads in Hanover. Big up yourself. We need to come at Hanover one at a time, come capture some footage, you know. One of them time there. Kimona Thompson, Just Rhyme TV, No Crime TV. You understand me? I say, big up on yourself. Who else in the building? I the same people that are coming to over and over now. Pick all a son, brother, what you doing? Danny, big up yourself in a father. Big up yourself. Hope everything alright. Zane, Reptile Grant, Manners and Respect in a Dante Dan, Miss Arlene Smith. Benwen, big up yourself in a family. You know what thing go. Sean Clough, I know the Royal General about. Nas 306 reason. Nas and big up yourself in a brother. You know what thing go. You know what I mean? Juno Gully, bless up you know. So me I say all of the people when I hear them name I come in and see it. Miss Sophia Kobe, Miss Jacqueline Thomas. You understand me I say? David Bryan, big up yourself. I don't really know your answer, but big up yourself. Miss Althea Claire. How are you, Miss Claire? Hope you are okay. Who else in the building? I is 4 Inky TV. Manners and Respect. Let me get it right this time. Negrita 305. Zane Blessings Empress. Ryan Valentine. Marlon Rumble. Finar. All of the people that we're about. Big up on yourself, you know. FC Barcelona more than a club. Rajier. Daniel Scarlett. Miss Arlene Walker, Miss Pearlie Simpson, Natalie Dunn, Kim Stewart, Zane, Julian Gillis, big up yourself and your family. Peeps, you know what thing go? Friday. No, Wednesday. 6 o'clock I think. I'm not sure. Make it a date and don't be late. Don't look feet, get book feet. Miss Kim Stewart is here for the first time. Welcome, Empress. Really and truly appreciate the support. Hope to see you again in the future. Berry J, Blessings, Jaja Tingling, Manners. God favored me. Peeps, and welcome Miss Kim Stewart for me now. Hope to see you around, Empress. Really and truly appreciate the support. And I always appreciate when a new lady dropping at the thing. And I mean, it's always good to look at a beautiful face. You know what I think? Father can prosper. Manners and respect in a brother. You know what I mean? Ordan Simmons. Saying teach, catch you tomorrow, 2 a.m. in the morning. Alright, brother. Get some rest. You know what I think? Peeps. Walk good. Step with Jah. You understand what I say? Soon on Wednesday. If not Wednesday, soon up Friday. You don't know anything. Oh my God, you brother. Manners and respect, you know. You understand me? I say, peeps, thanks for the support. Thanks for the continued encouragement. You understand? Thanks for continuing to recommend the channel to your friends and family. Sharing the videos, watching the videos, liking the videos. Remember, the greatest thing on the channel is watch time. The longer you watch the videos, the better it is for me. You understand me? I say, the more you share the videos, the better it is for me. Miss Kanaka Chisholm, Antoinette Morgan, Zane, blessings, Empress. How you doing? Yeah, that is it. All right, my friend. I see a word. And think, peeps, walk good. Step with Jah. I'm out.
Teach them. Hey, yo, hello. Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here. Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below. Remember to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. Follow me on social media and check out the suggested videos on screen. This is Teach saying, until next time, walk good, my friends.